I should have fallen apart. There were nights I had nothing left. No strength, no song, no way forward. But I'm still here, not because I held on so well. Jesus, when I couldn't carry myself, you carried me here. There were nights I barely made it, mornings I could hardly breathe, roads so dark I stopped believing light would ever reach for me. There were prayers I left unfinished, words too weak to even rise, but somehow mercy kept me moving through the wreckage of those nights. Now I look back through the shadows, and one truth is standing clear: I was never walking on my own. Jesus, you were always here. Jesus, you carried me here, through the fire, through the fear, through the silence, through the breaking. You were closer than my tears. Jesus, you carried me here when my strength disappeared. I thought I was falling under, but your hands were under me. Jesus, you carried me here. I remember shaking in the valley, trying hard not to give in, holding on with wounded fingers to a faith worn thin by pain. Still your kindness kept on breathing through the places hope grew weak, and the love I thought I'd lost forever was the love still carrying me. Now the road behind me whispers what my heart can finally hear. Every step I thought I stumbled through, Jesus, you were carrying me here. Jesus, you carried me here, through the fire, through the fear, through the silence, through the breaking. You were closer than my tears. Oh, Jesus, you carried me here when my strength disappeared. I thought I was falling under, but your hands were under me. Jesus, you carried me here. When I had no song, you stayed. When I had no strength, you stayed. When I thought the night would win, you carried me. So I will not call it luck now, I will not call it will. I know the arms that held my weakness, I know the voice that kept me still. You were there in every valley, you were there in every scar, and the story of my survival is the story of your heart. Carry this praise, carry this song, carry this worship, the way you carried me on. Carry my tears, carry my voice, till all that I have left becomes a whole. Through the fire, through the silence, through the breaking, you were closer than my tears. Jesus, you carried me here when my strength disappeared. I thought I was falling under, but your hands were underneath. Jesus, you carried me here. Jesus, you carried me here. Past the nights I thought would win, past the weight that tried to crush me, past the shame I buried in. Jesus, you carried me here. Now my broken voice is clear. All the mercy in my story has your name written on it. Jesus, you carried me here. I'm still here because you were here. I still sing because you carried me here.